Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another day. So today, doing things a little bit differently. Obviously, we're on the road already, and we got a subcontract day. So got hit up by a guy that I've worked with a couple times, and he said he needed help on a project. So hopefully we're gonna go wrap things up, because I guess they've been there already 2 days. So I don't think he wants to spend another day there. So hopefully we can help him out with that. But yeah, that's pretty much going to be the video for today. Just taking care of business as usual. Probably getting us some removals. I haven't gotten the full scope of the work, but typically when this guy contracts me, it's for removals. Not a whole lot of pruning with him. As he is a climber, he likes to do his prunings. And the area where we're going to be working at, it's mostly removals. So I've actually done quite a few with him, and yeah, I mean, it's a good discussion to be had there. You know, I'm not fully established within my area, so I'm kind of trying to work myself up to get more business as far as subcontract climbing. That's kind of what I prefer to do as I've grown and progressed in this industry. I've learned that climbing is my passion. I like all aspects of tree work, but if I haven't been in the air for a while, there's this feeling inside me that can't be resolved until I've climbed a tree, you know. And I think I've grown to love that a lot more than anything else in the industry. But with that being said, you know, the subcontract thing has definitely taught me a lot. Not just in terms of climbing, but you know, it's a full-on business if you want to do things right. And me, I've kind of had to learn everything on my own, step by step. So it's taught me a lot about self-respect, even, you know, for myself, and the prices that I give and the work that I do. I think, or very early on when I started doing this whole business thing, and you might hear a lot of guys say that, is just trying to find that respect for yourself to charge what you're worth, right? And early in most people's careers or businesses, I think it's hard to find that confidence, because maybe you're not 100% sold on whatever it is that you're selling, right? And that makes it a little bit harder to sell to others. But yeah, like I said, it's I've definitely learned a lot in that regard, and so many more aspects. And it's cool, you know, it's just another thing to tackle and kind of figure out. There's definitely more room for improvement and for growth, and this year especially, I'm really trying to kind of get myself out there. I'm a little bit introverted, don't really like talking to people too much, but that doesn't mean that I can't, you know, and so I kind of have to jump over that hurdle and just get my name out there, definitely start meeting new people, and see if I can make more contacts as far as, you know, them wanting to hire me for certain projects and whatnot. And I think I pride myself as being a professional and somebody who regards safety, you know, because in this industry we have people that'll laugh at that and whatnot. I've done the I'm happy that I started recording when I did, because even though I had a lot to learn, at least I was at the point in my career where I started taking safety serious. But, you know, I'd be a hypocrite to say that I haven't done the wild cowboy. That's just a part of growing up and not having the proper teachers in this, right? You learn a lot of things that aren't right from people that probably weren't taught either. And I think that's why I like to advocate for safety so much and try to teach the new generation not only about safety, but gear and how you can utilize different techniques to make your life easier, right? Because all those things I wish I would have known so much sooner, and it would have made me such a better arborist in the long run. But that's why I think getting stuck in those old mindsets is definitely not the way to go, especially as this industry continues to evolve. We're all headed down the same path, you know, and we all do the same work, and I think that luck runs out. And if you've been in this long enough, you're gonna find that out, and hopefully you just walk away with a couple bumps and bruises. But some of us aren't that lucky, right? And that's kind of what we want to try to avoid. So I think that's why we do have to take safety serious and try to abide by a lot of those rules and standards that are set in place. And it's funny, you know, when you're used to doing, like, I'm going to take one example, one-handing, right? When you're used to one-handing for so long, of course it's the easiest thing to do, right? Because that's what you're used to. That's what you know the insides and outs of it, and you say to yourself, no, I'll never get cut because I cut the saw this way and I'm grabbing over here and whatnot, and that's fine. But you got to realize that if once you start doing things the safe way, to hands on the saw, proper work positioning, right? Rigging when you need a rig instead of just manhandling all the pieces, you're going to start to realize that you become more efficient at doing those things, and it takes less and less time each time. But it's all about the practice, and that's something that I've learned as well. You know, trying to transition my mindset to a more safety-oriented work environment is just run the show like that. If it takes a couple minutes more to set up a rope or whatever the case might be, do it. Because it's only going to benefit you in the long run, right? And it's all about the practice. If you don't practice, obviously you're going to be slow at these things. So it comes together in that aspect, right? Don't just take it as, oh, I need to do this and then it's going to take me forever. No, it's going to take you a longer time in the beginning, yes, because you're not used to it. Once you start understanding it, the same way that you understand one-handing or whatever else it might be, right? Then at that point, it becomes a little bit faster, a little bit more efficient, right? And even if it does take time to set up, at the end of the day, again, it's for your own safety or for your own benefit. But, you know, that's my little safety rant. We don't normally get too much time to talk, and I'm not much of a talkative person on the camera, but figured we have time today, right? Let's have a discussion, and I'm curious to hear what your guys' thoughts are on all that. That's just my opinion, you know. It's not to say that I'm the end-all be-all for all those things. You can have your reasoning for why you do things the way you do, and that's fine, but at least from my own experience and what I've been through, I think that that's kind of the mindset that I'm running with, at least for now. Of course, things can always change, and, you know, I can have different experiences, but for now, that's kind of how I look at things, so, yeah. With that being said, we'll probably see you guys on the job site, because I think I've done enough rambling for this morning, but yeah, we'll see you guys there and we'll see what we get into. All right, so we're here. Over there, we're gonna be taking care of all those spruce trees today. Told ya, removals. Let's get down to business. Here's what it's looking like. It's quite a few. They're pretty tall. Of course, the most center one is the biggest. It's not massive, but decent enough wood with tight drop. Thinking my plan is to use that, since it's the most central high tie-in point, to kind of winch everything over with the GRCS. Now I'm gonna have to strip it so that we have kind of a clear drop zone to guide everything over, but it should go over relatively well. Spruce hinges over pretty good, so I think we'll be able to crane everything over and just kind of lift everything up and over. I gotta clear these overextended limbs, but that's not much of an issue there. Just like cut them in 3, I think, or 2 even. They're kind of small. Just chuck them over. Obviously we got to watch out for the deck. Looks brand new, and the house, but
Shouldn't be too crazy. A lot of that back stuff I could probably just cut, let it drop. So yeah, let's get down to business. Two more, so don't touch yet. So I know it looks like a mess, but it should be mostly on the butt side the same way. It makes it a little bit easier. So maybe you can set up a rope or something to get it coming out. So you guys can handle the little loader. Let me free that one up. drill now, huh? Alright, that's good. Yeah, that's good. Always something, man. crank on that a little bit more. It's going. All right, get out of the way. Nice. You might. Hold on.
Okay, so for those of you that have made it this far into the video, congratulations. Thank you for sticking around. I want to drop y'all with a little bit of game, a little bit of knowledge. So, this is a good teaching moment, not only for you guys that are watching, but for myself as well. You know, it's a humbling moment. Uh, Took a risk here that did not play out well. To give a little bit of context as to why and the reasoning behind what just happened or what occurred. Basically, I had given the guy that I was working with a time limit as to when I was supposed to be out of there. Now I was trying to help him out and get out of there, but I was well over that time limit. And I was just trying to complete this job to help him out at that point because I should have already been out of there probably like half an hour uh, prior to this point that you're seeing right now, right? So my time limit was up. I was just trying to help him out at this point. I'm not charging extra to him. I was just helping him out because I knew he had already put several days into this job, and I wanted to get out of there. So I decided to take this risk by blowing out this top and not take out my main tie-in because that main tie-in would help me get up the spar again. That way I didn't have to manually climb it up with spurs because at this point I had been going up and down all day. And for those of you that know anything about climbing on spikes, it's very exhausting, right? I haven't done removals a lot in a while, so it definitely takes its toll on the body. And for efficiency's sake, I wanted to keep that high tie to be able to just swing on over after I was completed with the first one and, for ease for myself. So, with that being said, decided to take this risk, which I knew was higher risk versus the reward. I could have just taken out the tie in and then saved myself the hassle and the trouble of basically having that top put a lot of pressure onto my line. Now, I had slacked out the line in anticipation and I tried notching the top to go almost parallel with my line a little bit further. Now I could have tag line, which probably would have been the smarter play looking back at it now. But again, there's just so many moving parts. At this point, I'm just trying to get things done. The other guy was kind of bouncing around, so I just had the one guy on the GRCS, and then the other guy was chipping and doing his own thing, so I didn't want to bother him. Like I said, just a lot of things going on to where I could have just stopped everything and said to myself, okay, you know what? Let's take the time. It's going to take an extra 5 minutes, set another rope, have him pull, whatever. I can bother him. But again, sometimes we get in our own heads with these ideas and we know the dangers or the risks and we still take them regardless. Sometimes they play out and it boosts our ego, and sometimes they don't. And I think that's the value of what you're witnessing right now is this was a moment where that risk didn't pan out and it ended up being a close call for myself. Now, was I pinned or anything? No, it didn't cause any unnecessary stress for me. It was just a moment of like, I knew it was going to pull the line, right? I had set up my secondary tie in, I was lanyarded in. Kind of shook me off my spurs a little bit, so that's the only thing that kind of freaked me out. But aside from that, I was good. But in certain scenarios, it could be worse if I hadn't planned all those things out and realized the dangers of what I was trying, right? So again, it's not to say, oh, take the risk if you know what the outcome is. It's just take the time. Sometimes it's just better to waste a little bit more time, get the proper setup. And if you know that the risk is going to be higher than what's acceptable, then just don't take it. There's no reason for it. Just do things properly. and it's something that I constantly have to fight myself with in my mind, right? These time limits that I give to myself sometimes put my life in danger, and this line of work isn't something that we want to take for granted, and pretend like it's easy. The outcomes can be pretty dramatic, right? So let's just take care of ourselves. That's kind of the message that I wanted to give with this little piece of embarrassing rigging. Just take care of yourselves, guys. Take the time. I'm definitely going to be repeating it to myself and trying to do better. Definitely doing better. Every day is a new experience, and all these mistakes that I make, they're humbling for me. They keep my ego in check, and I'm just grateful to be here and continue to learn. So just passing on that message to you guys, and hopefully you guys take it seriously as I am trying to, right? And you look out for yourselves, look out for the people that you work with. Just try to do things right. So yeah, that's I'll leave you guys to watch the rest of the video with that, but that's just the message that I wanted to share with this mistake of mine.
There it goes. That works.
Hey, it came in.
Woo. Man, well, I certainly asked for it, didn't I? I said I wanted removals and I got removals. Holy. Yeah, I'm running a little bit behind. I was supposed to be out of here like an hour ago, but I had to help out the homie. Like, I've been in those situations where a little bit underbid, and you're running a little far behind on the job. I just couldn't do it to him, so I decided to stick around a little bit longer just to help him out. Got everything down to a manageable level for him, and now we're taking off. So you know, that's just the type of person that I am. Of course, if it was somebody I didn't really know, I wouldn't do the same courtesy, you know, but I feel like as part of the building relationships in this business, that's sometimes those are the things you gotta kind of do, you know, take care of other people and hopefully they take care of you. But yeah, with all that said, I'm gonna sign off. I'm tired, guys. I certainly got my my appetite satisfied for removals for now. It's been a while since I've been in Spurs, and man, I was cramping real bad. I only had one water all day with one coffee and a little bit of bread in the morning, so as you can imagine, it's been pretty rough. But yeah, signing off. Peace out, guys.